No music. Rip.
Nope. And we're live. I mean, we've been live, but you know.
We've been hidden. Now we're seen.
Damn. How was your Thursday night at Lowe's?
I just listen to music. I really fucking hate my coworkers. So I hope they're watching it. I don't know why they would be, but if they
Yeah.
are, Rocky,
Welcome.
you're gay.
You're gay.
Nathan, you're also gay. And that's on the internet forever. But it was tiring because I woke up after 6 hours of sleep and I was running errands and stuff. And then I got in like this 20-minute half nap, half laying in bed in the darkness, trying to get some extra sleep before work. But it was a pretty good day overall.
Right.
Work is work with shitty coworkers.
So, the big news this week is Anthony's fucked. I mean, having a kid. He's awesome. He's good. he's straight fucked. It was nice knowing him. If it's a boy, it was really nice knowing him. Rip. Is it gonna be a boy or a girl? Do you know that?
Are we calling it on stream right now?
Yeah, right now.
Boy.
Yeah, he's gonna get fucked. It's a boy.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be another little Anthony.
We're all doomed. Gonna be another Anthony. I see you got Taco Bueno for dinner. How'd that turn out for
Taco
you?
Bell, actually.
Taco Bell.
It was spicy. I got the triple double crunch wrap. It was crunchy and wrappy. What have you been doing all week?
I have
tell. I know what you've been doing all week, but for the sake of a podcast, tell the audience what's up.
Crafting priest cards, playing a lot of priest on Hearthstone, a little bit of Warcraft. That's it. No other games since last week. Just those two games, pretty much.
Diablo's pretty much fallen off the face of the earth because
seasons are just gay, dude. Like I don't care. I want to play.
The only thing to do during this season and now is just the season journey because I've grinded to Paragon 700 like 4 or 5 times now. So season journey is like really like the only thing that has
it's not even
motivated to play.
No,
but then
no. It's not even a thing to do. That's not a motivation factor. It's just a checklist. The reward is garbage anyway. It's just like you get to a point on the season where it's like, oh, sick, I've done this part of the game 7 times now. Why don't I just, if I feel like playing the game, play off season, honestly. If there's not going to be new content in a season, a la, like, Path of Exile, how they have, you know, like, new effects or new things, then obviously it's like, whatever, I'm not going to. I've played every class. The new content was going through the classes and then, like, you know, because the first season that I ever played, you know, Barbarian, it was like, oh, I hadn't really ever played Barbarian, so it's fresh. But I've played every class in that game plenty to know which ones I want to play and which ones I don't want to play. And I mean, I've been feeling just like low key grinding on Diablo because it's brainless, and I'm not really. I don't know what I've been wanting to do lately. But yeah, if I'm gonna do that, I'm doing it off season. That's for sure. Because I don't have to.
Do you think Necromancer is gonna revitalize Diablo 3 for you?
No.
Do you think? I don't know. They've always just you've said it.
I'm gonna play it.
They're just redheaded stepchild shit.
I'm gonna play the Necromancer because there will be other people that want to play the Necromancer, and it'll be a 4-man group more than likely for at least a month during the season Necro drops. But do I think I'm gonna like my balls get blown off? Fuck no. It's gonna be par for the course. But
I think I don't know, man. I mean, what do you think? Another expansion pack is more likely, or another?
God no.
Diablo 4.
No, 0% chance Diablo 3 gets any content after Necromancer. Period.
It's such a sad just
It
burnout.
doesn't, but we've known that for like a year. It doesn't matter. Just come out with your new game. It's fine. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Diablo wasn't meant to be some game you play for fucking longer than the amount of hours I've played it, dude. I got over 2,000 hours on that game. I'm not. If you're asking for more than that, you're stupid. That's all there is to it. Because it's not. That's never going to be the case.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna fuel that game. Tons of development. Whenever there's no revenue coming in, game like PoE, it's a different story. That's Grinding Gear Games only has PoE, and they have cosmetic items that people buy. So
Or shit. I mean, any other Blizzard game that has more than just a upfront purchase. Because aren't there? I mean, even Overwatch. It's not a monthly subscription, but there are like things that you
nobody
can buy in
buy.
Overwatch.
I mean, people buy boxes whenever new events come out, but really,
I mean,
it's
at
fair
least
to-
they're doing that. But I mean, what the fuck's going on in Diablo 3? Can you spend money on Diablo 3?
no, and I don't want them. I'd rather there be no content.
Well, yeah, I know. I don't want that to be like the fuel that keeps the fire burning,
Yeah,
because that
that's
would be
dumb.
a shitty fire.
That's a really bad trade.
But I see why they're not really focusing on it, because it's like, what, we don't need to. This fire will smolder and it will burn out, and I don't really expect any heat from it. But anyone who wants to play on it, go for it. But in
Yeah,
the meantime,
no,
we're
it's
not going to really fuel it.
the game is fine. It's a good game. There's literally nothing wrong with it. It's the only thing that's wrong with it is how long I've already played it. You just move on. Like it doesn't even matter if a game if even if it had like 10 times the amount of content, I mean I still would have 2,000 hours in it. So, new content can only help so much. There's a diminishing return factor because the base game isn't going to change. That's true for every game. So, that's why, Diablo 4 or whatever they come out with next. It'll be fun. It'll be good.
Would you be upset if it was a mobile game,
It's
the new Diablo?
Is that a real question? I mean it's not going to be, and
It's a triggering question. That's all it was there for.
obviously the not I wouldn't be upset. I would just be confused, really. Like
BlizzCon, he holds up his phone and he's like, "And the new Diablo 4." That's right, folks.
Yeah,
And
Diablo
he's like,
Go.
"Yeah, Diablo Go. That's the new fucking. That's the next lineup."
Yeah. No, that's not. I mean, yeah. Who cares? I don't expect a single word out of Diablo at BlizzCon either. To be completely honest, BlizzCon this year. I mean, the tickets are already sold. I could see him announcing the next WoW expansion, and not just 7.3, but it might just be 7.3. I don't think they'll announce Diablo. If they do, I'll be shocked. I just don't see it happening. I wish Heroes of the Storm was literally any other genre besides MOBA, because I would like that game. Like, just think if it was literally any other. It could be beach volleyball, dude. I'd like the game because it's Blizzard Heroes, but it's fucking a MOBA. So yawn. No thanks. And that just got obviously a big fat update that I could give two fucks less about. I don't care. I can log on and get 20 free heroes. I don't care. I just who gives a I don't. Justin does. He's hitting it up. Clint
How
hit
long
it
do you
up.
think it will be until Blizzard releases a totally new IP? Because I mean,
Probably like 10, 20 years.
how long did it take? Well, what's the line? Heroes of the Storm doesn't count because it's just an amalgamation of all their
Yeah,
shit.
Overwatch was the one, and it was double
Hearthstone was the
digits.
last thing
That's still
before
not
Overwatch,
even.
right? Hearthstone doesn't. Hearthstone doesn't count because it's ripping
Yeah.
from Warcraft. So I mean, what
Overwatch
was?
is
I
the
mean,
only game they've come out with in the past 20 years.
well, I know what was before Overwatch. Though, was it StarCraft? I mean, they originally just had World of Warcraft, and then they're like, okay, StarCraft.
Well, they had
and then,
Warcraft, obviously, not World of
Yeah.
Warcraft.
that was
They
their
started
IP.
off with
Warcraft
not
is the
even
IP.
Blizzard Entertainment, but still, regardless, no. Overwatch will be the final game. They will never do it again. They're done.
That's their
Yeah.
That's their last trick.
They're
in their
done.
bag of tricks.
They are not going to expand anymore. They can't afford to. Something will die before they expand anymore. If they expand anymore, it's just not good. I don't think. What are they going to do? What other genre do they have to say? We got to be the best at this. They're not the
I don't
best on
know.
any genre. right now, arguably. So just let's stop spreading it thin.
Do you hope to see more movies that coming out of Blizzard, or was that just like, I mean, maybe continuing the World of Warcraft
Yeah,
until
I
that
want to see 2
movie
more
series is done? But do you want to see like an Overwatch movie or maybe like a StarCraft movie? Does that interest you at all? Maybe not
Overwatch.
StarCraft because you're not a StarCraft player, but would an Overwatch movie like, oh shit, I'm gonna
Overwatch.
go see this?
Overwatch is the only other IP that is appropriate, in my opinion, for a movie. But I would still rather see 2 more Warcraft movie stories told because that was a really good movie.
Yeah, I still haven't seen it, by the way. I need to.
Sorry, missed the mute button there. It's really good. Overwatch. They could just cancel Overwatch the game and just come out with a movie. That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
What about a
Cinematics
Diablo
are
movie?
cooler than the game.
That's I think of all their IPs,
Diablo is garbage. There's no
Diablo would be
story.
the shitty movie.
It'd be it's dumb. There's not a story there that's worth telling in a movie form.
No.
Very simple. Very simple. Yeah, I don't know what the big surprise will be at BlizzCon this year. I wouldn't. It would be. I'm not like excited about a Warcraft expansion announcement that much. But I think it would be in their best interest to just go ahead and announce it, maybe. But if they don't, it'll just be 7.3 par for the course. If it's not that, and Diablo, like I am guessing, probably won't show up, then another mediocre BlizzCon. You know Hearthstone's going to be there, but it's like shit. By the time BlizzCon rolls around, we'll already have another set of cards that we don't even know yet. So Jesus.
Well, when is
fucking
BlizzCon?
Christ.
It's in November,
It's
right?
November, yeah.
There might be 2 sets. When does their third? They're making 3 sets this year.
Yeah, it'll
So
be
one's
after
definitely
BlizzCon.
gonna. Okay, one's
It'll
after.
be in like
Maybe.
late. It'll be December.
So they're definitely probably gonna announce that shit at BlizzCon. Then.
Yeah, of
that's
course.
what Hearthstone has in the lineup. Is just like, all right, our last expansion for the Year of the Mammoth. This is the next pack. So that's a Hearthstone announcement, and then I mean nothing else that interests me at least.
No, I mean they'll have some new, probably like multiple new maps and one at least new character announced for Overwatch.
Yeah.
Hearthstone is par for the course, and Warcraft will either be 7.3 plus expansion announcement or just 7.3, and Diablo will have a tent in the parking lot with like stickers that just say Diablo. A guy giving thumbs up, like, yeah, this is RIP as well. Heroes of the Storm will be on 3.0. They'll be giving away character packs. 4.0 Heroes of the Storm. Heroes of the Storm changes quite a bit, quite in good time. Like, they seem to be up to the challenge of updating that game. I don't follow it, but you know, it gets updates regularly.
Yeah, like you said, I wish Heroes of the Storm was something different. Like it
The
would be
fact that it's a
cool.
MOBA
It would be cool if Hearthstone. I don't know how I feel about this. In hindsight, I wish Hearthstone was more like Heroes of the Storm, and it would just rip from everything. Because I don't think I like the game any more than I would have if it were just all of Blizzard's creations. It's not like I'm just a World of Warcraft, or
yeah,
it's
but
not like I'm a Warcraft lore
but
purist.
it's just cards. Having multiple IPs make cards from doesn't. That's not a good place to use tons of IPs. It needs to be something like
I guess not.
just make like a
But
Smash
I mean,
Bros.
I mean,
A fighter.
yes, that would be fine.
A fighter. A fighter seems like the most logical step if it wasn't going to be MOBA. Even though some of the characters, obviously, it'd be a little more slim of a roster there.
Yeah.
MOBAs are just like, hey, just add characters. They're all the same. They're just
Yeah,
It's-
like when you're fucking Ragnaros and you get on a horse and his little legs are sticking off the side of the horse.
no. Ragnaros
Yeah.
doesn't get on a horse.
Oh,
They did
who
that
was
right.
it that I think it was Illidan. He
Oh,
was on a horse, and it's
Diablo
like Illidan doesn't ride a horse. He fucking
doesn't.
runs around like he's a goddamn demon hunter. And he was also level 1. When you say the words Illidan, it's not like a level 1 character to me. It's just odd.
The game is fine for what it is. I just don't care for MOBAs. Like, I think I would care about trying to like MOBAs more if I had a MOBA that was as crisp in control as like Diablo 3 action, like fucking real time, or Diablo. So like it's similar, but it's so much more smooth, and fast paced.
Well, yeah,
You
because
know,
it's
and it's not like it's less ability
shitloads of
queue.
damage. Mm-hmm.
I don't care about. I just want it to be fast paced. MOBAs are not as fast paced as ARPGs, so it's like then I'd maybe care if the controls were that smooth. But controls are clunky and feel just clunky and dated. Like I don't like the way the games feel, and I can't get past that. But I mean, more power to whoever wants to play them. That's fine. It's just the controls were the big turnoff for me of MOBAs. Yeah, I don't see how they cannot update MOBA controls. Yeah, I don't either. I don't. There needs to be some more challenging challenge like challengement of the conventional MOBA controls, right? Like, I mean, obviously Smite challenged it. It's like a third person shooter style. And then you got stupid Paragon, but it's like, dude, games that have the 3 lanes and fucking creeps to farm, like it's just holy fucking shit. You're stupid. Like Paragon is the dumbest game. I'm sorry, but like dude, people that like MOBAs already have their favorite MOBA. Okay, nobody's gonna be like, I'm going big in Paragon. Fuck League of Legends. Who the
What
fuck
even
is
is
gonna do
Paragon?
that? It's Epic's dumb fucking third-person shooter MOBA with creeps and 3 lanes. Like, I tried Gigantic because it was more like an actual, just, I guess, literal interpretation of multiplayer online battleground. Like, obviously, it's a pretty wide term if you use it that way, but traditional MOBA, Dota League style gameplay. But, um, you know, uh, Gigantic leans a lot more towards the Overwatch side of things, or just a shooter, third person shooter.
Yeah.
There isn't, you don't have to fucking farm creeps or anything. It's not, there's no bullshit. It's just about who's better at killing the other team and taking objectives. Without the middleman of having to level up and farm creeps and buy items and all that shit. I mean, that's when I look at games like Paragon, it's like you're gonna have creeps and 3 lanes in a game that is supposed to be like action third person shooter. Like, what's the point, dude? Like, just make it more about the shooting, less about like I don't get it. That just smells of like let's cash in on MOBAs because like holy shit, they've been big for how long? And like you don't need to try to cash in on them like that now. It's ridiculous. Paragon will come out of the gate dead on arrival. Who's gonna play that game? You literally just said what's Paragon? It's fucking Epic Games'
Yeah.
huge new big IP, and you said what's Paragon? It's garbage. That's what it is. So another MOBA for you. And like I said, the people like MOBAs already love the one they play, so they're not gonna move. They're not gonna like pick up shop and move to the next one. I mean, in Heroes of the Storm's pseudo credit, okay, they tried to capture a more fast-paced market, or like I'm not going to use the term casual because it's I don't know, it's not dumbed down either. Just because they take out the middleman of buying items and stuff, like building on the fly and shorter matches, right? Obviously, they tried to capitalize on the more broad appeal instead of the whole, you get into a League or a Dota game for what 2 hours up to, they can go long, right?
Yeah,
So,
I don't maybe 2 hours, but yeah, it's anywhere from like it's usually around 40 minutes.
yeah,
The longest one I've ever seen was like an hour and 30 something.
right. No, Heroes of the Storm games are like 15 minutes max. Like
Yeah.
they get done. It's all about the team fight action. Boom, boom, boom. You're in, you're out. So at least they took that kind of, but it's still just like lanes. The strongest thing about Heroes of Storm to me, as a person that doesn't even really like the game because I don't like the genre, strongest thing is the fact that there's just multiple maps and they all have different key objectives. It just variety, like ads. We're on this map, we're on that map. Some heroes are better at some maps, yada yada yada. I think that variety has been missing in MOBAs. But hey, who am I to say? The ones that don't have that variety are the big ones. So they apparently just like their rule set. So
Do you want to hop on over to World of Warcraft, the topic, what we've been doing in there, the dirty no-nos?
I just resubscribed because I'm lacking a lot of things to do, and I'm gonna see how much gold I can make to potentially fuel some packs for the next Hearthstone expansion. Because that would
How
help
much
out.
is one? How much is one coin worth? I mean, it's like 100,000 gold right now, but how much is the coin worth in
$15.
real world? Okay, so you farm enough for one coin, and then you sell it for $15.
Yeah, basically, like, it's gonna be 400k to pre-order the next expansion with Warcraft Gold. Right,
My God.
as it stands now, it just depends. The fluctuation of the token can go up and down, and if the next pack releases around the same time as 7.3, then you're fucked because the coin's gonna go up.
Oh yeah.
You're you're gonna be fucked. It could go up to like 120k or something. But as it stands right now, if you have about 450,000 probably, 400 to 450,000, you can pre-order 50 packs of the next expansion with the card back, the bonus 10 packs. That would be the goal. That's a lot of gold, but it's
Yeah.
gold.
I mean,
is,
I've been back for, I mean, I don't know, so many days I've wasted already, but I think I've played like maybe 7 days, like
uh,
full actual days of like leveling and collecting gold and shit. I think I've only made like 10K, maybe.
yeah, but you're not like bearing down. The thing
Yeah,
is,
that's true.
the thing about gold in Warcraft is if it's your goal to make gold, once you have a base of gold, it can fucking multiply like rabid mice. Like if you do it right, you can just play markets
Yeah.
and then always have like the one thing that you like to farm, but capitalize with the right amount of gold. A lot of people still are pretty clueless when it comes to. There was some guy in trade chat today that was thanking all the people that just list shit. He was like, I love all you people that list this shit. I grab it and sell it immediately back. Because I'd say like only 20% of the player base probably at most use like an auction house add-on and stuff. Like you can really prey on people that just don't know the value of things. So you bear down, and especially in your case, you don't have as many high-level characters, but like even just farming Firelands on, like I was saying, you can run through Firelands / Bastion of Twilight / Buck. I always forget the other one. Blackrock. I don't know, Descent or whatever. The three first tier, or basically just any tier from Cataclysm raids, but those are the three I hit. And if you hit all three of those on like a lot of tunes, it's pretty quick gold for like killing bosses in one hit.
What is that? You just like vendoring all the
Yeah, you vendor everything.
soulbound and selling all the
You
shit
vendor all the gear. You vendor
for
all the
transmog.
graves. Yeah.
I'm assuming that's what people buy them for. Then people aren't buying
No,
these.
no, they don't sell. If it's a BOE, you just vendor it. It doesn't sell.
Oh,
Like,
really?
they drop
Even BOE just vendor it?
They drop all the time. It's too often. Too many people run it. Like you vendor everything. The only, I
Okay.
mean, if it's a world BOE that happens to drop in the raid, maybe. But like, there's 4 or 5 BOEs in the raids. They're garbage. They're just vendor, just like the regular gear. Even as an enchanter, they still vendor it because the mats are they're not worth anything.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, wouldn't you just
Well,
disenchant all of every piece
you
of
can
gear?
disenchant the green mats, the greens, but not you vendor all the epics, obviously. The greens,
Yeah.
the dust, the hypnotic dust is still like for whatever reason will sell for like 15 gold per dust. Like what the fuck?
Who is buying it?
I don't know, but dude, mine always sells, so I'm not
It's just
complaining.
one dude.
But yeah,
He has a
you
Twitch.
disenchant
He's
the greens. That's for
Hypnotic
sure.
Dust Twitch TV, and he just has 10 characters, and he's like, I'm trying to max out on Hypnotic Dust. I have full
all
bag
have-
slots.
They all have individual guilds with 7 tabs, and then he's like,
Mhm.
I want every single inventory slot in my account to be a 200 stack of hypnotic dust.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah.
it. He's
That's-
the only one buying it.
I mean, you can. There's older enchants that are okay for like leveling and whatnot, but like seriously, I don't. It's beyond me. It's beyond me why anybody does anything for longer than fucking 5 days under the level of 110. Honest to God, like how easy it is to just blitz the game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're brand
I've-
new, that's one thing. But you know, like, what's the point in like Twinking is dead? Everything's dead, dude. It's 110 or bust. It's level cap on WoW or bust right now. Like, there's no
Yeah.
fun content unless you're 110. Kind of.
You don't
Unfortunate.
think you don't think there's a level 19 dude just
I mean,
fucking it up? And,
there still are Twinks.
what's
They're
the
just not
what's
as
the first battlegrounds you can even do? Can't even Arathi Basin? No, that's like
Warsong Gulch. is the
Warsong
one.
Gulch.
But
That's the
the
first time I ever
twinking
saw
is
Twink.
like-
Just some fucking level 19. What was it? He was a goblin rogue, and he just like destroyed me. And I'm like, okay,
yeah, just
he's
one
decked
shot.
out in all these fucking blues.
Just his fucking ambush one shot you. Ooh,
Yes.
interesting. I'm glad fun in this PvP engagement. The
What do
twinks,
you- what do you
twinks are not
get
even
from
that
that?
strong anymore because of I don't. I'm pretty sure twinks probably are just almost completely dead because of the normalization of PvP. I remember back when twinking was, and everybody had their favorite like everybody would just it was fun to just twink one tune. I twinked the Death Knight at 69 before hitting level 70 with the Outlands gear that had a whole bunch of sockets on it, and that was back before the sockets had item levels, and you just slam high level sockets, high level gems in all these sockets, and then you go out to what was it? Not Howling Fjord. What's the other one? What's the starting zone that's not Howling Fjord? Goddamn, Sholazar Basin? No, that's not the
I don't
starting
know.
zone. Good lord, it's not. It's the starting zone opposite of Howling Fjord. There's like a quest line early on, and you can start it at 68, but there's a quest line early on that you can get done and get a two-handed blue axe and wear at level 69. And so I had that with a whole bunch of the Outland gear with like just strength gear, and it was like,
Borean Tundra.
yeah, Borean Tundra. You get like enchant, like I twinked them out pretty good, and it was just, I mean, it got pretty boring fast. I mean, it was to the point where, like, I would death grip healers, and I would one shot them with my auto attack. I wouldn't even have to like press an ability. I was, if they were not geared, it was just like auto attack would one shot them. Pretty hilarious. Talk about Nostalrius. I downloaded Nostalrius and tried it for one day. Yeah, main account banned. I just said that live. I tried it for one day, and then I could not be fucked. I wanted to do it and try it out, but it's like it's one of those like you cannot. I knew going into it that I'd probably come to this conclusion, but I wanted to feel what it was like, and one of those things where you really cannot just relive the same experience. It doesn't work. Knowing what is just the thought of knowing what's around the corner is game breaking. Like it doesn't like I made a gnome and I was starting off and it's just like I know where I'm going after this. Like it wasn't, even though the questing structure has changed in the Cataclysm revamp and over time they've updated the game,
Yeah.
just knowing the general, like, I've seen and done this before. I know these quests. Like, it's not, you have to, you have to have mystery ahead of you, otherwise it's not going to be as exciting. And
Have you
the
made
first time you play WoW,
every
you
single race there is? This may really stupid question, but I know you're like Alliance for life. But have you made um, every single race there is to make in World of Warcraft?
know, because I don't play Horde.
What What races have you not touched? Because didn't you do a orc
No,
when you first started out? You didn't. Have you done any of the Horde?
I Tauren Druid to level
Okay.
46. And then like I've I've created characters just to like toy with the customization,
Hmm.
but I've never really leveled them. Like I created a couple Horde characters on my cousin Zoe's realm. She has Horde and Alliance, but her main character is a Horde, and I've always like said, oh, I might level up something on your server just so I can play the game with you every now and again or whatever. But it's just like I can't be bothered. It's too much effort to do that for a character that I'm
Hmm.
not going to play. It's like it's just sorry for you. There's no cross realming with me. Characters Horde and I'm Alliance, so it's just not whatever. But I'm not gonna. Every now and again you get that feeling like let's just do like a Horde server and then start over and have like this fresh experience. But even just like Nestarius, it's still gonna fall short because even though I haven't seen the Horde quest lines and whatnot, I don't know. It's just too much effort for not enough reward in terms of satisfaction. Like if I'm gonna play my characters I have.
I was taking the dog out to the dog park the other day, and I saw a dude wearing a Horde shirt.
I always, and I don't
When have you
always.
ever seen a guy wearing a fucking Alliance
Yeah,
shirt?
never, dude. I normally see like Hordes bumper stickers and stuff. It's like, yeah, there it is. And it's been on the car for like 8 years too. They probably don't even
Probably.
play anymore. They're
Yeah.
like, they forget what it even means. You go
The
like,
car
hey,
is a
you play
different story
Warcraft,
because you just
and they're
slap
like,
the
no, I just
sticker on
bought
there.
this used. Fuck off. And it's like, oh,
Oh my
shit.
god. The dude wearing the Horde shirt had to have looked in his closet and been like, yeah, for the Horde.
Oh, Horde's gay. You heard it first. Horde's for fags. But
Isn't Anthony's only reason for being Alliance is
It's me.
because
yeah.
yeah.
But that just goes to show you how shitty and dumb Horde is. Because if Horde was so good or whatever, he'd be like, "Fuck you, I'm being Horde." But no, it's not good because he's Alliance. That's all there's to it. You can't be like, "I'm a Horde at heart," and then play Alliance 90% of your career. Bitch, please. Horde's gay. It's all like the reason I made that 46. The story behind it, quickly. It's not that interesting, but the story behind it is when me and ZD started the game. There was a couple of people at the casino that were playing, and a couple of our friends, obviously. Um, we had hit like it took forever to hit level 40. I'm talking like no add-ons, no quest hub, or nothing. Like playing vanilla, plain Jane. Like holy shit, deep in trance in like just playing the game and experiencing it for what it was. I had to move, so I was gonna be like without internet. I can't remember how it all happened, but regardless, when I got back, I moved into the links. So when I got to the links, I was like, oh, I can play WoW again. But at that time, I can't remember what the circumstances was, but both the guys at the casino and ZD were all kind of just taking a little break. Probably just happened naturally because I was moving or whatever. So it's like, yeah, we'll just play a little less, you know. But regardless, nobody was like ready to play for some reason the week that I got the week that I had moved in and got my internet up and running at the links. Um, So I was like, well, I'll take this upon myself to, I'm itching to play again because I'm like fucking, full retard, like addicted. Like I really want to play badly. And I'm like, well, I don't want to play my druid who's just chilling in like the hinterlands because I was playing with. So I'm gonna create a druid Orin on another server just to see. And I don't know why I chose druid again. Like I could have just chose any other class, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna play druid because I know I'm safe. I know what I'm doing. Balanced druid so far. I'm figuring this out. So I'm gonna do that, and then as I'm leveling it to like 10 or whatever, I was like, okay, on this druid, I was gonna go feral instead. So I was leveling as a bear. This is back when feral was it was just feral. You either tanked or DPS based on your talents. It wasn't guardian, and then cat is feral.
Wait, really? There was
Yeah.
originally no cat. It was just a bear.
No, there was a cat. Feral was either
Okay.
DPS or bear based on your talent selection.
Okay.
So I was leveling it as a bear. Just tankier in the real world. I was using
Yeah.
cat abilities in quests anyway, but I was trying out tanking in 5-mans and whatnot. And I got to literally about the same level as my night elf, and at this point I had learned so much more about the game because I took it upon myself to join like some leveling guild, just a guild full of people that are just leveling. A lot of people were newer to the game. And I was talking up a storm and talking about how we can make more money, and I was figuring out all the stupid mistakes I made, like vendoring cloth on my other first character. Like, fuck, I should not have.
Oh my god.
Just things that you just don't even think about when you're just going through a game at the first part. And I was like, fuck, I wonder how much cloth this shit actually sells. So I'm rolling, dude. I got like 300 gold or something crazy because I've been farming cloth, or I don't think it was 200.
Back in the day,
but it was like
that's
50,
insane
60
amount.
gold at least. And
I remember the first time I ever played WoW, and like I think like a week into it, some dude just came up to me. I'm like level 12. I didn't play a whole lot at all, and I'd only gotten to level 12, and I'm hanging out in Stormwind, and some guy comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, are you new to the game?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he gave me like 4 of those netherweave bags and like 50 gold, and he was like, "Have fun." And I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" Because I had like
like
2 pouches.
2 8-slot pouches. One
Yep.
was green, one was blue. Like fucking
Yeah.
stupid. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I remember.
No, this hooked me the fuck up.
So I'm on this poor druid, and I don't. At this point, I'm not making a correlation between like, do I like Alliance or Horde more. I preferred Alliance. I liked my Night Elf, but I was like, oh, and ZD was like, he made a Orc Rogue, and then decided not to play the day he made it really, but regardless, he was back on. He kind of did the same thing I did, but he did it with another warrior on the same Alliance server, just a different race. Just to kind of learn the game better and go through it a little bit more. Because even though there's nothing that you break on that first character, you want to be a little more pristine about it and like actually get your professions. Like our first characters, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
Yeah.
So now we have it was like a crash course, and it's like, let's reset and like be efficient about it and learn from the get go as we go through the game. So I had that experience on this 46 Horde druid and this guild and everything, and I'm like, fuck. And he's on his new
Orc
warrior. No, he did not. He made the Orc Rogue. He never really played it. He's on his new warrior that he had made too. Like during this time, he had I wasn't in communication with him about this, but he had made the gnome warrior, and his original warrior was a Draenei. So and it just so happened that his gnome warrior was around the same level as my night elf, which is around the same level that I got to on my Orin druid. And he's like, "Oh, he's like, oh, I'm playing again. This character's awesome. Come back over here." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, okay, but this character has so much more gold. It's got better profession. Like I have this guild. I wasn't committed to the guild, but I just learned, and I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. And so I just fucking logged off, and that was like, 10 years ago, and that poor druid is still sitting in Undercity, just like, what the fuck?
I got log into it sometimes.
But I never leave Undercity. I just kind of look around Undercity and be like, wow. It's fucking weird. But so I log back over, and under the stipulation that I was gonna get at least 2 blues crafted for me because I'm like, this is bullshit. Because my new character got some decent gear, and so Blake had crafted me some cloth, and it didn't really matter. I mean, leather, but it has spell power, so it didn't really matter. So I had a couple of blues to start out, and then that was all she wrote. I was back on the 44, not 46, but 44 Night Elf Druid, and then I stayed with the Alliance and those characters forever. Eventually re-rolled Mage.
This is really all of this is really making me want to do some sort of like Iron Man, where it's like, because all that shit sounds so much fun. Like, I gotta craft this like armor to actually put on my character and just be self-sufficient. How many times have you ever created a new character? I mean, should they have a button to where you can level it to fucking max level?
Right, but even if you don't
$60,
use VOAs, even if you don't use anything, it's still just too easy because like a lot of the content that was harder, that was designed for group play, has just been toned down because there's so little people leveling that it's like, well, unfortunately, we have to make quests that are based around group play and low-level zones soloable because otherwise people are just not going to get to see the quest storyline or not going to get to finish the zones because it's top-loaded now, unfortunately. So it's not a case where I'm mad at them for making like old, elites, not elites and stuff, or just to make it soloable. But I mean, you could at this point you could like have a toggle to make stuff elites or something if you have BOAs. Like honestly, like scale to. They have good scaling with mobs in Legion. They could apply that same scaling to the rest of the game, and I think it would make leveling more fun because it's leveling pre-Legion. Getting to 100 is like, I mean, honestly, are you gonna die? No, you're not gonna die.
You basically just fucking press is it J or I, whatever brings up. I think it's I for instance. You just bring it up.
I still prefer.
Then you just fucking LFR your way to 100.
You can
LFG.
You can do that, but I still prefer quest. I don't know. It feels better.
But even questing, like especially if you're wearing BOAs, but you'll be questing and then you'll do like most of your quests in that area, and then your quests just turn gray, and it's like, okay, I gotta go fly to Stormwind and go to the hero's call. It's like, can I turn down the experience? Like, I don't want to like try to make this into like a headache, but it's honestly more of a headache for your quest to turn gray, and then it's like, well, that's why kind of getting into the storyline. I want to turn down the experience and
no. Turn down the experience, my asshole, dude. You want to like
if you want to fucking blaze it 420 all the way to max level, then that's
right. But they're never gonna give you the ability to turn down the
for.
experience. That's retarded. What they're gonna do is make the goddamn zone content scale to where you can just finish the story of a zone, even if you hit 30 while you're going through this fucking 15 to 19 zone. It'll scale up to 30 because they know you're gonna be completing
that's a better use of.
They said they want to have that functionality for the old zones, but it's like obviously it's gonna be at the end of the priority list because it's just everybody's done it, so it's gonna be a lesser priority. But the way they talked about it, the one time I heard them talk about it, it'll be there eventually. But I mean, who knows?
That's just something that'll just be in the patch notes on some random ass.
It will definitely, when it happens though, it will be, I mean, if that were to happen, I could see myself at that point in time maybe just playing a horde character to max just to see
that would be nice.
Just to see how the leveling goes and to see quests that I may or may not have ever seen before. Like, I think, once they turn that functionality on, or apply it to the rest of the game, it'll pique the interest of people to level through the game again. Just to
that would be feeling. Cool. Just and it really needs, like, WoW's a theme park, and I was saying this when I was leveling up in Legion. It's like you can do your campaign, and that's what you really need to be doing.
Yeah.
Or you can just go start a random zone, but like the whole world of Azeroth needs to be like theme park railroaded. Like, this is. There's no way you can get confused. Like, this is the quest line, and Takes
right?
you all the way from level 1 to level 100, and then it's like, all right, welcome to
It'd be
Legion,
cool if it was.
or whatever the new expansion is that comes out. But it needs to be, if it's gonna be like that, it's got to be like super streamlined.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you would want to make every zone interconnected like that, because it's cool to have different storylines for zones. But
Yeah,
it would be cool if the pre-Legion, because Legion is fucking completely connected. Yeah, you could choose which zone to do in what order. And the zones have their own story arcs, but they all come together in one big story, obviously, for the
Yeah.
expansion. And it'd be cool. I mean, the same can be said with everything, even vanilla. It's just it feels. I mean, leveling through vanilla to me is the most fun because it's so. I mean, your first level 60 character, even if you leveled back in vanilla or BC, or at least pre-Cataclysm, right? Before the change, you're only seeing like a handful of the zones that there are. Like you just don't do them all, and I think that's cool. I don't like doing all the zones. I mean, in expansions, that's just going to be the case. You're pretty much gonna do all the zones.
yeah,
Even if you don't need to do them all, you're close enough to needing to do them all that you just do them all, which is fine. I mean, I'm gonna eventually do them all just to have done them, but I like the experience of like, oh, I leveled up a night elf and I went through this route, and it's like now I can level up a human and not touch a single zone that I touched on my night elf. Like that's cool. But obviously they can't make expansions that large. Yeah, you didn't have to do all those zones in Outlands. I didn't. When I leveled through Outlands, I really never touched the Nether Spire, whatever. The purple one on the top.
Oh yeah.
The last expansion that actually had that feeling for me really nailed it was Wrath of Lich King. Obviously, you start Howling Vajord or you start Borean Tundra, and unfortunately, you're gonna end up in fucking Icecrown slash God, what's the other Frost Zone? I forget now. I'll look it up. But the Storm Peaks, yeah. You're gonna end it, but like, okay, so you start off in Borean Tundra, and then you go through Dragonblight. Fortunately, you're gonna hit Dragonblight way, kind of. But yeah, Borean Tundra, Dragonblight into. You could, it doesn't lead right into Solar Zarbation. You're gonna have to do a couple of dungeons, but you could theoretically do like Borean Tundra, Dragonblight, Solar Zarbation, Icecrown, and then the others. Another tune could do Howling Vajord to Grizzly Hills, to Zoldrak to Storm Peak, like like a completely separate leveling experience for two tunes. Legion is by far the least alt friendly. Holy shit! It's so alt friendly. I want to delete alts off the fucking. I don't even want to. When I log in, I want to at least be able to like right click to hide, so I only see my mage. Because like, the prospect of logging onto an alt in Legion, like, holy shit! I have to do all the zones. I have to do all the Suramar story. I have to fucking farm AP on their artifact. No. Just fucking kill yourself. You might as well kill yourself. It's just,
dude. I mean, you can. How many artifact fucking weapons for Feral, or not Feral, but for Druid?
There's 4.
There are 4 different specs.
Every spec has, yeah.
Every spec has 3. We have 4. I only have 2
Well,
of them.
Demon Hunters have
and
2.
I don't. Okay, so
Demon's
Hunters
out
have
there.
2.
But yeah, every other class has 3.
I only have 2 of the 4 of my spec, and I don't even want to do the second one. Like, I'm just like, fuck that staff, dude. Well, I'm not gonna click on it ever.
Yeah, just put it in the bank.
Like,
it doesn't.
Yeah, it's.
You really should.
Who the fuck is like?
How triggered are you?
All of their what's artifacts.
Some people, but I mean, doing it on a druid, fucking nightmare fuel. No. Like, I have artifact power in my fire and my frost as a mate. I'm never putting a single drop into arcane. I just don't care. I can't. I'm not farming AP for a third one. The only reason I put shit into the Frost one is because when I came back, I was like, oh, I'll switch it up and I'll go Frost. The AP catch-up is ridiculous. I got like fucking all the traits in my... I went from 0 artifacts to max artifact traits. Obviously, there's new ones in 7.2 that I'm gonna be working on now if I continue, but you catch up really quickly. But even though you catch up really quickly, the prospect of it's like you get to 85% instantly, and then 85 to 100 is like the slowest grind ever, and it's basically just like, oh, I'll just wait till the catch up. I don't care. I'm not gonna grind until it's like, it's just stupid. Like if you push as hard as you can, they only let you be so far ahead because they don't want the power distance to be big. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like I mean, it's kind of, I guess it's okay. It's cool that it is, keeps you, you know, even if you're not no-lifing, you're still like. But as far as I'm concerned, they just let you no-life to like infinite power. Like fuck, I don't. If you want to no-life, dude. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like the people that are grinding as hard as fucking possible should be way farther ahead than what they let them, as far as I'm concerned. There's just no reason not to. Who cares?
I wonder what the
own.
dude. I wonder what the dude who has not stopped playing Legion hardcore since it came out. What does he look like? Not his like actual physical being. On his like his character.
Gear.
Like what's
It's
all
not,
of his
I mean,
shit look like?
It's not.
How much gold does he have?
It doesn't. It's not impressive, dude. I'm telling you, they don't let you get that far ahead. You're just suicidal if you fucking grind that hard. Like, yeah. I mean, the catch-up factor is intense. I mean, I took a 4-month break, and then within 1 day, my Frost artifact is more powerful than my Fire one, and I played for 2 months. Like, that's fun. That's just too strong of catch-up mechanics. You know, I'm not complaining, because I'm up to speed. I can feel not like a wet noodle, right? But damn, you should be a little more rewarded. They should let the people that want to grind go a lot farther ahead than where they let them. As far as I'm concerned, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. If they want to go ham, let them go ham. But they say if you want to go ham, you only get so rewarded. So it's like it's almost in your best of interest to just kind of take it easy, and then like wait a couple of months, and then when new content comes out, you just come back. It's easier that way. But I don't do it because it's easier. I do it just because I get to the point in Legion when it launched. You get to the point where you're like, I only log in to go to Emerald Nightmare, and even that, I'm not having very much fun, and that's why I log in. There's no other rewards in the whole game. I've exhausted it. I blitzed the shit out of it, and part of it's on me, right? Because I blitzed it so hard for the first month and a half, too, right? So I'm not saying the game's bad, but it's just like you blow through that shit, and then it's like, if I take a 4-month break, 2 patches will come out, and I'll be like a kid in a candy shop coming back, like, ooh, look at all this shit. It'll just be the biggest, like, artificial dopamine rush of all time, and then I'll be back too quickly to the part where it's like, oh, well, fuck. When 7.3 coming out? Oh, shit, it's coming out in 6 months? Okay. Well, play some Hearthstone, hit up some Necromancers, Gears of War, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, you name it, dude. I'll be there. But I am having fun. That being said, I'm having... today I got a lot of shit done. I'm really... I'm creeping up on flying achievement, thank God. Content is terrible without flying. But regardless, I don't have much else to say. Let's change gears. Nobody gives a fuck. We're the only 2 people in this chat room right now. Well, Black Cat's here, but
I wanted
give
to ask
2
you
fucks about WoW.
quick, maybe interesting topic.
Okay.
I was thinking, what if this is just a stupid random thought that I had? What if the next expansion, they always throw something cool and weird and like just groundbreaking at us. We had artifacts this time around. What if the next time you play World of Warcraft, there's this Horde Alliance, and then there's just a 3rd flag, but it's just there right before the expansion launches. Like you're gonna get a 3rd faction. I don't know what it would be. That was my random thought.
It'd be big, but I mean,
it's just like a green flag, and it's like, what the fuck?
You know what? That's crazy, but I think it'll be if that were to happen, it would be the literal complete opposite of that. I think there is
With
a
the
case.
merging of the two
No,
factions.
I'm dead serious. I think there is a case. I think there truly is a case for the next expansion or the one after the next, sometime in WoW's future, where Horde and Alliance are no more. It's one. They merge.
My God.
That's where the story can go. Will they go there? I don't know. I think they should. That'd be interesting. It just depends on where they go with it. I mean,
That's
we're pseudo merged right now, right? Because of how
right.
big the
Yeah.
threat is. Okay, so you know, there's always been that conversation of, are they going to? There's no reason to just keep them unmerged for the sake of it's like they're supposed to fight each other. It's artificial right now. Any world PvP in the Broken Isles would strictly not happen if this was a real situation. Like it wouldn't be happening.
Black
now.
Cat says never.
Yeah, of course.
Are you saying never to them merging or never to a third faction? Probably
To them
the
merging. I mean, I don't as much. I don't really. I don't like Horde, but if you ask me, I think they should merge. It just depends.
What would
on
you
how,
even call it if they merged?
Wouldn't call it anything. I mean, you could still call it Horde and Alliance. It would just be. It would just be. There would actually be a merger, and it could open up cool possibilities. Third faction is not interesting. It's one dimensional. Like third faction is not interesting. They're gonna merge. If anything, they're gonna merge, or they're not gonna do anything. Jordan said, "Have I been keeping in with Battlegrounds?" The answer to that is a big, fat no. But that's not because I don't like it. It's just because I don't like the state that it's in. But it's fun. I had a lot of fun with the time I played in it. Kind of waiting on first person, honestly. Third person is garbage in that game.
Yeah.
It's just not. It really is a detriment to the fun that can be had in that game. Teasing third person is just like a snore fest. Having to just fucking auto run and hold down alt and do a fucking 360 on your camera to look around you. It's like it's not. Look, H1Z1's a better game than Battlegrounds, in my opinion, because it embraces more arcade nature, and it's like an arcade. Like there's no bullet drop. I've seen H1 gameplay. I never looked into it until after playing Battlegrounds, but I looked into it now, and it looks like it's very arcadey. Like people get tons of kills, and in this game, it's like in Battlegrounds, people are like clamoring if they get like 11 kills in a round. I see like H1 replays of people getting like 40 kills, winning in solo, just going off.
Yeah.
Third person is fine if you embrace the arcade nature, but if you're gonna be like a little more on the simulation side, with bullets, bullet physics, and the gun handling, and gear and this shit mattering, then first person is gonna make the game a lot better.
You know, it's bullshit. I've tried it several times now, but I mean, while you're running, you can hold down Alt and look all the way around you, 360.
Yeah.
When you're prone, you can't do that. Like if you're prone and you try to look
your
behind you,
character
like
turns.
180. Not only does your character turn, but if your character tries to turn and he like gets stuck on a wall, that's as far as it goes. You can only look 90
really
degrees
stupid.
this way. It's inconsistent as fuck. You'd think it'd be like, oh, I can just look 360.
They should
prone.
They should just remove third person from the game. They shouldn't even have
two playlists.
Yeah, they should just kill it. But because that's what it is, the norm. Everybody's like, it has to be third person. It's like, oh, fucking knock yourself out. But I'm done, dude. I'm pretty much. And there's a chance I'll hop on like once a week, maybe, if somebody wants to play with me. But I'm not gonna be until first person comes out. I'm not gonna like be foaming at the mouth to play it. First person comes out, and I can't look. You hold Alt in first person, and you can look like this. Okay, like you can't turn. It doesn't let you turn your fucking head all the way around. It's first person. Like you can't cheese anything. It's just better. The controls will feel more natural in third person or in first person. The game will be a lot. I feel like the vision of the game, what the game wants to be, will be fully realized when it's forced first person.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, that's why third person's the real big reason why I haven't been playing it. Other than that, obviously just optimization and lag. Like it's not there yet. The servers aren't there yet. Optimization's not there yet. It gets better every patch. Good job. Happy for you. Keep doing that. See you in 6 months. Or
Yeah.
at least see you. I mean, I'll regularly play when first person comes out. Until then, it'll
Yeah.
be sparse. Got anything else we can shift? We're at 1 hour and 3 minutes.
I'm good if you're
I've been,
good.
I've been tired this week because of I've just been going to bed, normal times, not staying up
Yeah.
too late, and yeah, I've been actually getting tired at like normal times to be tired. It's kind of nice, but you know, then you have something like this, or you have a game you want to play, or something, and you're like,
You just lick your lips and you stay up till 7 a.m.
yeah.
Mm.
But if you wake up at 7 in the morning, don't go back to sleep, then you're not gonna make it as far as I normally make it. The only real reason I can stay up is because I sleep while my daughter's at school, not while she's.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. I wish you could do it half and half. Like I wish it was easier to just sleep 4 hours and then sleep 4 hours later, and it feel good enough. But no, doesn't work.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, I have, and I just end up sleeping way more. I just sleep
Too
more.
much. Just like
The first
I'm
4 is
gonna
like,
sleep for
okay,
4
cool,
hours.
and then I sleep for 4, and it's like, you know what? Fuck, I'm just gonna sleep again or whatever. Who cares? It doesn't matter at this point.
Oh, a couple of fucking sleepy babies on this podcast. I'm tired as fuck.
Yeah. I don't have anything else I want to quick hit on. Penguins won game 1 against the Caps. A gutsy performance. Fleury stole that one for us. On the road. Good to have. Good to have that one under our belt. Second round of the playoffs, pretty interesting so far. Rangers fell 1-2. Ottawa took game 1. They're the only home team to win in the first round. The Western Conference game 1s were yesterday. The Ducks fell.
They're the only home team to win in the first. You'd think
the
you'd have
second round.
home advantage.
In the second round. Well, it's only game 1, but they're the only home team to win game 1 of the second round because the Ducks fell 5-3. And what was the other game? The Predators ended up coming back. That was the closest game, 4-3. Predators are still undefeated in the playoffs. I don't see the Blues getting past the Predators. And I see the Ducks and the Oilers going to game 6 at least. I see the Rangers. And I see that series, Rangers and Ottawa. I mean, as much as Ottawa shouldn't even be able to push it, I mean, they won tonight. Like, that probably will go 6-7 games. And unfortunately, in my case, as much as I want to sweep the Capitals, that's not realistic. I think it'll go 6 or 7 games. But we'll see. Hopefully they just sweep them. That'd be, man, that'd be sick. Other than that, I got nothing. Except for Cody's leg in the background.
I haven't. I turned off my. I've just been.
You turned off what?
I turned off my feed because he was distracting me.
Oh.
I've just been looking at my wallpaper on my computer.
Photobombed by foot. Obviously, he's doing that on purpose. That's ridiculous. Otherwise, it's like, oh, I'm comfortable like this. Oh well. I guess we'll call it here.
Yeah. Short podcast.
7. Hey, as long as we're at the hour mark, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll try to cook up something a bit more interesting.
Yeah.
But whoever's in the chat right now could help us out by, suggesting what we should talk about. But I mean, if you don't want to, fine. But if you have something burning and itching, and you just really want to hear the discussion, pop it in on off topic.
Make sure to tag us at Caster.
Yeah, at Caster.
We'll see it.
At Caster. Hey, next episode you should talk about how the last episode sucked ass. Wow. Sorry, guys. No. We'll be back again next Thursday, 11 Central, like always. Have a good night.
Peace.